welcome back to our massive podcast.
We hope you all had a really good year.
So who do we have today with us?
We have Ben and Alfie from Year 6.
From Year 5 we have James and Ruth.
And from Year 3 and 4 we have Molly, Isabel and Olivia.
What have you been learning in Year 6?
In Year 6 we've been learning about the Great Plague and how it went through the Tudors all the way to the Stuarts and different medicines and cures. There were some really strange cures.
What's the plague?
Well, it was a thing that got carried by rats in London, and it carried, well, the fleas bit the rats got on a boat from other countries and came, and then the rats gave it to the humans by either getting their food and biting them, and then they killed 200,000 cats, and cats helped by, as they were predators of the rats. And the plague had two different types. There was one that came directly from the rat and one that came from people spreading it.
What were they called?
The air plague.
They were called the bubonic plague and the pneumonic plague.
So which one was the pneumonic?
The pneumonic was where people spread by coughing, sneezing, or just breathing, really.
And the bubonic?
Was from when the fleas bit the rats, the fleas got infected and bit the human.
So how long did the plague run on for? From which year to which year?
From 1665 to 1666.
Have you been learning anything about in maths? Yeah, in maths we learned about square numbers. A square number is written with a, so say it was 6, it'd be 6 and then a little 2 in the corner, and you times, it means 6 squared means 6 times 6.
We've been working in literacy.
We've been doing about Harry Potter. We've been describing the 3-headed dog,
Fluffy.
and we were looking at the description, and we described it on our own not on our own, in a shed right on the board before making up our own characters and describing that in our books.
We also, when we compared the book description from J.K. Rowling and from the film description,
we saw that there was hardly any similes and metaphors, so we tried to improve it by adding lots more description.
Have you been doing anything in Year 5?
In literacy, we've been learning about crime and punishment. We're learning about a time period, which is 1066, and doing the Battle of Hastings. 4 people wanted to be king, and their names were Harold Godwinson, Harold Hardrunner, William the Conqueror, and Edgar Atheling.
Who was a wimp?
Yes. And Edgar was only a child, but he was a great nephew of Edward the Confessor, who was the king who died. And William the Conqueror and Harold Godwinson said that Edward the Confessor had promised them the throne. And William the Conqueror defeated Harold Godwinson, who got made king by the Witan, which is the council in Anglo-Saxon times, and he got killed by an arrow through the eye.
And I think it was Harold Godwinson that was not blood related.
In maths, we've been learning about translating shapes using coordinates.
What's coordinates?
Well, it's where you have, like, on a map you see there's lots of different boxes and there's letters and numbers down the sides, and you follow the letter and you follow the number at the opposite side, and where they meet, that's the coordinate where the landmark is.
Right.
It sounds hard to remember. Is there anything that could help us to remember it?
Across the corridors it says. Let's hear from year 3 and 4. We've been learning about the waltz, and we had to go with a boy to do the waltz.
In maths, we've been doing fractions and decimals and timing them and adding them and taking them away.
So, for the waltz, which boy did you go with?
Jack Goodwin.
And for you two?
Harry Shutt.
Do you think you would have been good to go on Strictly?
No.
We were doing the waltz because the Victorians liked ballroom dancing, and they also liked the waltz.
We also learned about Bertrand de Born, who plays some instruments, and he sang, and he sort of did songs about warfare and nature and stuff.
But they started off really like calm, and then they got really like about war. It was like how nice it is to see the flowers, and then all of a sudden he says,
Bang, bang, bang.
and then I like how much I like to hear the voice of help me, and people falling into
And the
ditches.
spears in people's chests.
Yeah.
Grim.
Thank you for all your time. We have been enjoying about what you've been learning about in class.
And we'll see you this time next week.
And don't forget to buy your fruit at break time.